Have you ever wondered why no matter what you say or do, it feels like the desire in his mind just won't ignite? Why the connection you thought was certain suddenly wavers, slipping through your fingers like the mist at dawn? What if I told you the real secret to making any man chase you doesn't lie in trying harder, but in saying just the right forbidden words, phrases soaked not in desperation, but in a magnetic calm rooted deep within your soul? Today, you're about to discover those exact phrases, the forbidden three, and how to wield them with the subtle emotional mastery Carl Jung's psychology reveals, so that desire in him awakens irresistibly and naturally. The thrill of attraction isn't found in chasing. It lives in the art of provoking from the center of your being, a sacred place of emotional sovereignty where you no longer seek validation but radiate an energy that stirs something primitive yet sophisticated deep inside him. This video isn't just about tips or surface techniques. It's a journey into the alchemy of language, psyche, and presence that transcends words and taps into the unconscious longing of men, something Jung described as drawn to the feminine. Mystery and emotional power. Imagine a space where your every word does more than speak. It echoes like a soft ripple spreading through the depths of his mind and heart. Imagine phrases so potent yet subtle that they don't just catch his attention. They disrupt his inner calculus, making him pause, wonder, and ultimately chase not just you, but the feeling you stir inside him. That is the forbidden power of emotional communication, the silent seduction that demands no plea, no chase, only intentional presence. But before we delve into the three forbidden phrases you must say, I ask you this: if you truly want to reclaim your power in love and magnetism, will you commit right now to this journey? To truly absorb, practice, and embody what follows so this knowledge becomes your silent weapon in love? If so, pause this video and hit subscribe now. Like it to affirm your power. Comment below and share what desire means to you or what your greatest challenge in attracting men has been. Share this with a sister who needs this awakening as well. This is your first step to stepping out of the chase and into the profound magnetism that commands him effortlessly. Now, think about the invisible dance happening beneath every conversation, glance, and pause. It's not what is said, but what is felt in moments between words. The energy, the tone, the undercurrent of emotional language that awakens primal fascination in his unconscious. Jung taught us that men are naturally pulled toward the feminine symbol, not just flesh, but mystery, intuition, and emotional depth that cannot be entirely grasped but deeply sensed. You become that symbol when you speak less but say much. When you master the art of emotional restraint rather than overflow. Take a moment to picture a scene where he says something ambiguous, something that might normally throw you off balance. The default reaction might be to clarify, react, or try harder to fix the moment. But what if you simply pause, hold your gaze, smile with subtlety, and respond with a brief phrase that signals calm mastery? That pause, pregnant with meaning, tells him you are not at the mercy of external stimuli. You own your center. This emotional sovereignty is magnetic. It's the quiet power that no man can resist. The Stoics called this skill the mastery of oneself, the highest form of power. Seneca once wrote, "To master yourself is the greatest power." Marcus Aurelius reminded us, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. Apply this here. When you stay unshaken, unbegging, unreactive, your power grows. Desire is born in that sacred silence between words, in that emotional constancy. Yet how do you invoke that power with words? Jung's profound insights reveal the answer: symbols and projections. Men project onto a woman what they cannot fully possess, an enigma, a flame that flickers just beyond reach, awakening desire through what is left unsaid and unexplained. Your words become signs, not stories. Doors left open, not fully revealed maps. Emotional triggers that awaken his need to discover what lies beneath your calm surface, and that's where the three forbidden phrases come in. These are not compliments, nor empty flattery. They are emotionally weighted words, whispered or spoken, deliberately, that make him question, wonder, and fall into a spiral of fascination that no rational explanation can untangle. Let me share the essence of these phrases now. First, there's something about you that throws me off center and I don't even know what it is. This confession sounds vulnerable, but it holds immense power. You are telling him that he affects you beyond your control, a magnetic force that disrupts your usual balance. That subtle ambiguity draws him deeper because the desire to be the one who unsettles a grounded woman is intoxicating. Timing is everything. Say this when the emotional current between you is already alive after a shared silence with slow, deliberate pacing. It's not a quick message or a joke. It's a slow burning incantation. Second, you have a way of distracting me and you don't even realize it. This phrase is a playful acknowledgement of his power without surrendering yours. It hints at a challenge you are stirred by him, but not conquered. The thrill lies in his need to prove he can affect you even more, delivered with lightness. Maybe a smile in a moment of closeness, it sets a game of subtle emotional push and pull. Jung spoke of unconscious processes surfacing as fate. Here you surface his own unnoticed influence, awakening him to an irresistible question. Third, if I kissed you right now, I know you wouldn't be able to resist. This is a statement of confident certainty, not a request or threat. It ignites his imagination, making him create a scene in his mind that returns to him repeatedly. This phrase channels emotional clarity without words shouted or over-explained. It carries restrained desire with controlled passion. Said after a conversation rich in emotional depth, in a low, steady voice, it becomes a magnetic imprint that lingers long after you part ways. You see, these are not lines to be thrown casually or used as manipulative tricks. Their power lies in how, when, and from where you speak them, always from a place of emotional presence and centeredness, not need or insecurity. Without that foundation, these phrases lose their forbidden allure and become empty cliches. To make the invisible visible, pay attention to the details. A steady gaze that holds a question rather than giving away the answer. A deliberate pause allowing tension to swell. The tone that carries calm confidence instead of nervous rush. Jung taught us that archetypes of the feminine embody inner power. Beyond conscious control, when you fuse these phrases with that energy, you transcend mere words. You become a living symbol of irresistible magnetism. Mistakes women often make include acting from lack, the urgent desire to be liked or chosen, which communicates vulnerability instead of power. Another is overwhelming him with too much expression or explanation, draining mystery and emotional tension. And then there is the attempt to fill silence too eagerly, robbing desire of its fertile ground to grow. Emotional seduction thrives in contrast, calm versus fire, silence versus word, presence versus pursuit. Now, take a deep breath and reflect. Are you willing to stop chasing and start provoking? To let these forbidden phrases become not just words, but tools of your inner transformation? Because the truth Jung unveiled is clear: what irritates or excites as others mirrors our own unconscious. Mastery of self, then, becomes mastery over the attraction we command. If this message resonates with you, now is the moment to act. Subscribe to this channel to guide you deeper into mastering emotional seduction and self-mastery. Like this video to seal your commitment and leave your thoughts below. Share your experiences, curiosities, or challenges. Share this with another woman ready to awaken her power. The path ahead will reveal how to embody these phrases so they echo long after you speak them. You will learn to harness your emotional language, your pauses, your silences, and your gaze so deeply that you become an emotional force he cannot forget, a force that draws him again and again, not because you chase, but because you embody desire itself. This is only the beginning. Stay tuned for the next part, where we dive deeper into each forbidden phrase, exploring the exact emotional rhythms, contexts, and subtle cues that turn simple words into irresistible magnets. Thank you for choosing to embark on this journey of power, mystery, and profound love with me. You have just experienced the foundation of a profound truth. Words alone do not make a man chase you. It is the emotional force behind them, the vibrancy of your presence, and the silent language that stirs the unconscious desire in him. Now, in this segment, we will explore more intimately the 3 forbidden phrases that unlock this unique power, deconstructing not only the words, but the timing, tone, and emotional energy that make them irresistible. The first phrase: there's something about you that throws me off center, and I don't even know what it is. Imagine uttering this slowly, letting it hang in the air like a delicate confession wrapped in mystery. It is not an admission of weakness, but a secret acknowledgement that he holds a power over your balanced world, not in control but impactful enough to disrupt your settled calm. This phrase activates a profound dynamic in his psyche. Jung elaborates. On projection, explaining that men are magnetically drawn to what unsettles the feminine archetype's equilibrium. In other words, when you express how he uniquely disturbs you, you create a psychic imprint he cannot ignore. It's a deeply autobiographical statement that invites him to become the author of that mystery, to pursue what lies beneath this disruption. But timing is sacred here. You must feel the emotional current vibrating between you, preferably after a moment of silent understanding or shared gaze when words have ceased but energy hums. Said too early or in the wrong context, it falls flat, sounding either desperate or inexplicable. Said with slow intention, paired with a lingering eye contact and a slight smile, it becomes a whispered allure, a map without destination, but full of promise. This phrase also symbolizes a subtle vulnerability rooted in power. It signals that you recognize his effect but do not surrender fully. Contrast it with the typical compliment that aims to please. This phrase compels him to wonder, to question, to seek out more fragments of the puzzle. It is an invitation to chase not your body, but the enigma you embody. The second phrase, you have a way of distracting me, and you don't even realize it, playful yet potent. This phrase dances along the border between surrender and challenge. Here, you acknowledge his influence, validating that he stirs something inside you, but you simultaneously claim your sovereignty by suggesting he is unaware of his effect. It creates a delicious tension. He feels powerful, but also curious to test how far he truly affects you. Delivered with a light smile during a moment of intimacy, during laughter, or a quiet pause, it sparks a subtle game of emotional chess. Jung's theory of the unconscious brings insight here. What remains unseen or unknown often shapes fate. By revealing this distraction without explanation, you cast a shadow of mystery that compels him to explore deeper. This phrase is an invitation to play emotionally, showing that you are not a passive observer but an engaged participant who sets the rules. It stirs his ego gently, a subtle bait that awakens his desire to prove himself, not by him declaring it, but by his actions and persistent attention. Avoid using this phrase in text or prematurely. Its power lies in presence, not performance. The third phrase, if I kissed you right now, I know you wouldn't be able to resist. This is a statement of confident certainty, not a question or request. It summons an image that plays vividly in his mind, igniting his imagination and desire simultaneously. Jung taught that emotional experiences linked to vivid imagery embed more deeply in the psyche than logical reasoning. Here, you leverage that by creating a mental scene, a silent movie that runs with or without your presence. This phrase must be delivered with calm assurance, in a low and steady voice, accompanied by unwavering eye contact, after a conversation charged with emotional depth. It is the culmination of emotional seduction, hinting at a possibility but letting silence build suspense. The power lies in what you don't say, the unspoken promise wrapped in poised hesitation. It is not a line to be used lightly or jokingly. Said without connection or emotional grounding, it risks sounding cliché or manipulative. But when spoken from a place of true inner calm and presence, it becomes a flame that quietly burns in his mind long after the moment has passed, compelling him back to you again and again. Remember, these phrases are vessels of emotional weight, and their effect depends on your energy source. If said from need, insecurity, or anxiety, they lose their magnetic pull and can even repel. If spoken from your centered self, calm, confident, and emotionally sovereign, they become part of your silent language of desire. Many women sabotage their own power by unconsciously projecting desperation or by rushing to fill every silence with words, explanations, or tests of affection. This frantic chatter dilutes the emotional field and leaves no room for tension, which is the soil where desire grows. Desire needs space, mystery, and subtlety, not constant affirmation. Jung emphasized that the feminine archetype is a reservoir of mystery and emotional depth, and men are drawn to that which cannot be fully grasped. You, by embodying this through your controlled emotional language, become that reservoir. Your words are not just phrases. They are charged signs that tap into his unconscious projections, stirring his curiosity and longing. To embody this is to embark on an inner journey, to master your emotional rhythms, to choose when and how to reveal vulnerability, to let silence speak volumes. It is the process of individuation Jung described, integrating your shadows and light so you no longer act from need but from wholeness. As you practice, remember the wisdom of Marcus Aurelius: the quality of your thoughts determines the quality of your life. In your case, the quality of your words and silences shapes the quality of the man and relationships you attract. Speak with intention, pause with purpose, and watch as men respond not simply to who you are, but to how you make them feel. Unseen, desired, intrigued. If you feel this insight awakening something in you, take a step further, subscribe to this channel for the next parts where we'll explore the subtle cues, timing, and emotional energies that will help you wield these phrases into a potent art of attraction. Like and comment below with your reflections or any challenges you face in embodying this emotional mastery. Share this message with another woman ready to awaken her magnetism. Remember, you are not here to chase or to plead. You are here to be an emotional experience, a symbol, a mystery. And that, dear woman, is a force no man can resist. Now that you have glimpsed the invisible currents of desire stirred by the 3 forbidden phrases, it is time to embrace the ultimate truth behind their power. It is not simply the words themselves, but the woman who utters them, her centeredness, her silent command, her deep confidence that transform mere sentences into unforgettable emotional imprints. Carl Jung taught us that individuation, the journey to wholeness, demands embracing both light and shadow within ourselves. A woman who embodies this integration no longer chases what she lacks. She embodies a presence so magnetic that desire follows naturally. This is emotional sovereignty, not the absence of feelings, but mastery over them. The secret is blending tenderness and strength, mystery and clarity, vulnerability and control. Think of yourself as a temple of presence, an inner kingdom ruled by calm intention rather than frantic need. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, perfect tranquility consists in the good ordering of the mind. When your inner world is in order, your outer world responds differently. You no longer project need or fear. You exude calm power and irresistible. Allure.so. How do you cultivate this state? It starts with awareness, observing your impulses, emotions, and reactions without being governed by them. This allows you to choose your words and silences deliberately, making each phrase a brushstroke, painting the emotional landscape you wish to create. When you say, "There's something about you that throws me off center," you do so from a place of selective sharing, inviting curiosity but retaining sovereignty. When you tell him, "You have a way of distracting me," and you don't even realize it, you speak with playful confidence, revealing power and softness in harmony. "And if I kissed you right now, I know you wouldn't be able to resist," is spoken as a statement of truth, not seduction or plea, a quiet command that fires his imagination. But remember, mastery is not perfection. It is continuous practice. It means accepting days when you feel off balance, when emotions surge stronger than your will, and choosing to return gently to your calm center. It means embracing your shadows and light without shame or denial. As Jung said, everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves. The way he triggers your emotions is a mirror to your inner world. The deeper your self-knowledge, the more your presence becomes a symbol of authentic power. In this journey, silence is your ally. It holds space for tension to grow and for desire to breathe. Do not rush to fill it out of anxiety or the need to please. Instead, allow silence to speak your confidence and to provoke his longing. The pauses between your words are as meaningful as the words themselves. This path is not just about making a man chase you. It's about becoming a woman who is fully alive, emotionally sovereign, and irresistibly magnetic. Desire follows not because you chase it, but because you embody it. If you have been moved by this exploration, join us by subscribing to the channel for more profound insights. Like and comment to share your transformation and to inspire others. Share this video with women ready to awaken their deep power. Remember, you are not a prize to be won, but an experience to be felt. A force both tender and fierce, a mystery that invites, a calm that commands. Now go forth with this knowledge, speak your words with intention, hold your silence with strength, and watch as desire naturally unfolds around your presence. Thank you for walking this path of emotional mastery and profound connection with me.